Hello everyone, welcome to Nile University Television. I am Kadiri, a 300 level mass communication student, and with me here is
Fawziyyat Yusuf, a 400 level mass communication student.
Today we are with a very important and successful media personality, Mr. Seun. Thank you very much for joining us today.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
So, we are mass communication students that have ambitions in the field of journalism and broadcasting. So, we would like to know more about your professional experience and what started your journey. So, first of all, why are you here?
All right, thank you so very much. My very first time in Nile University, and my core interest area is the mass communication department, because that's something I have a huge passion for. And I'm here for the career fair, and I thought that was important because Professor Seun was conversation with me about what we could do with mass communication, and I have a huge passion for broadcasting, and I thought that it was good for me to pay a visit here, and yes, here I am.
So how did your passion for broadcasting start? How did your journey begin?
Yeah, it's okay. So let me summarize an over 20-year journey. So and this is how I summarize it. I remember back in the day when my dad would drive us to school. And growing up as a young boy going to primary school, then when my father would drive, and I read all the signposts, all the signboards, I read every day, literally the same one that I read on the same road, nothing changed, no difference, but I read them every day. And my father was my father never stopped me, but I remember there was a family member who said, "You talk too much." They never knew that this was what I was going to do for a living, that I was going to talk for a living. And I just love having conversations. I could literally pick up a conversation with the dead. I just love to have conversations. And for me, that has been my experience. And so when I graduated, by the way, I didn't study mass communication. I did performing arts with interest in media, because I had courses within my study in the performative arts in the media. So there was a television production, there was a radio production, and within those 2 years that I took those courses. In 200 level I did radio production, 300 level I did television production. So I had exposure. It was those field exposure that helped me, that really brought my passion and my interest, and I wanted to do it. Guess what? I've been in filmmaking. I was in Nollywood. I was an actor. I was a dancer. I've been to the UK on a tour as a dancer. I've been an actor. I tried singing. I've done a few things. So yeah, but look, that's why it's important to find where your passion lies. And as soon as you find where your passion lies, you are able to pursue it. And so as soon as I saw that this is what I really wanted to do, and this was early enough in my 20s. I've been doing this since my early 20s. So I've done this for quite some time, and I think that wake me up tomorrow morning, I still feel like doing it.
So you went from like acting, dancing, performing to hosting Politics Today.
So it wasn't that straightforward. So so I've traversed working in different television station and radio station. I could count about 9 to 10 different organizations that I've worked in. And I would like to let you know that I taught for 4 years too. I was a teacher for 4 years, so I've done so many things. So I've had this experience as production person, producer, from being a producer to being a content creator, to be a writer, when content creation was not for social media, where social media was not even, some of us had created content. I've created content for free. I took the television station, and they took it and they were asking me for more, and I said, pay me for the one that I've done. They said, oh, you have to go and produce more. So yeah. And how did I get here? I started working with channels 12 years ago, and got there. I was a field reporter. I was doing serious reporting, And there were a few times where people who were hosting the show that I host right now were not around. I tried producing them, and from producing them, I found myself on television. That's not my first time on television. In fact, my career started with being on television. So I mean, imagine when I was in Kwara Television some 21 years ago, and I had the opportunity to, as a continuity announcer, which is not very popular again, and I'm not sure they will teach you guys continuity announcement because it's no longer in. So let you know what the continuity announcement is all about. So those days where television opens around 3:30 or 3:40, and it opens with color bars. It was not the day when you just go to your DSTV or your TV box and you open it. I mean, you open up any channel and it comes up and it's naturally there. These are the days that from the morning hours till the afternoon, there's no television. So television started about 3 p.m. when people were coming back from school. As soon as you put on the television, it was the color bar and the sound that we always hear. And as soon as that comes up, there is someone who comes on TV who relays all of the program for the day. And so it tells you for 3:30, this is what they're going to bring to you. At 4 o'clock, we give you news. 4:30, we'll give you this program. 5 o'clock, we give you this program. And it tells you up until midnight when the station shut down. That was what I was doing. And because it was a state television, you have to also have the ability to broadcast and speak in the local language. So they give you a script in for it to tell them, I mean, to say what the programs are, to relay the program lineup in English language. So you have to now translate in your own way without a script. So in Yoruba language, so I did that for several years. So as soon as you start in English language, we now start in Yoruba language.
Wow.
Have you tried that before? To start to say what your presentation in two languages?
No, well, I've given a presentation in Yoruba.
Oh, how sweet! How good is your Yoruba?
It wasn't so good.
So your English must be as sparkling and crystal clean as your Yoruba, as a continuity announcer. So imagine I speak English as fluent and as sweet as this, and I must speak my Yoruba. My Yoruba must be so good as this.
Because the people are like native speakers.
Absolutely. So that is the skill a lot of people do not know about continuity announcers. They are some of the most brilliant and the most spontaneous people. And the same people who will read the announcement. Those days, guess how we do announcements? We have handwritten, graphics designed announcement. Take for example, you want to make an announcement that the president is going to do a live broadcast tomorrow. So there are the stenographers, those guys will write it, announcement. You see the announcement, they will write it and it will look as though it was typed in by a computer. So someone will put the board and camera will focus on it, then you will be behind the camera and you announce it. Announcement. We'd like to bring to the notice of the public that President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria will be giving a live telecast at 7 a.m. across all platforms. We'd like you to join in at that time. Thank you for listening. So every announcement, if you have 7 announcements, you take your script and they will keep flipping it. They keep flipping it. There is a board like that. So it was a good way of doing this.
But one thing I really want to ask you is, you said you love to talk. You always talk. You can strike up a conversation.
I don't talk. I just love conversations.
Yes. So, what ignited your passion to talk about politics?
So yeah, I was covering serious stuff. I'd had a stint in covering sports, foreign affairs, business. I've done all of this. Entertainment, by the way. I've done all of those. So I was a reporter who was really known for covering serious event conferences of national issues, blah, blah. So it was easy because they just thought that he has knowledge in all of these areas. So it was easy. So it was those who thought that he has knowledge in these areas. So when I got into covering politics, so I covered a few political stuff and thought that I could do it. When I was called upon to do it, I stepped up to play. And for the last 12 years, that's the only thing I've known to do.
So it was more of a circumstantial development.
It was more circumstantial, then I put my heart to it. I started learning. I've done over 21 courses on my own.
Wow.
Yeah, that I tried to learn, go online. I've done courses on Coursera. I've done Yale, I've done Harvard courses online and all of it. So I've done all of these courses to learn. I've read, I bought a lot of books, I read history and done a lot of that on my own.
So
And
usually, like, conversations came naturally to you.
Yeah.
You're still very intentional.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now the thing is that the skill of having a conversation and having the knowledge of politics. So I've gained experience I know journalism or media or broadcasting, then the knowledge of politics is now spiced it up. So that's what brought me to where we are today.
All right. So what are the closing remarks that you would like to?
Fantastic. I love the fact that you're wrapping it up. You know, one of the things that is good in every line of the media, there's the beginning, there's the middle, and there's an end. You don't just end things abruptly. It's a fantastic question to wrap up. So you just told me that to wrap up. So yeah, and this is a good way to wrap up. And whoever is listening right now, whether it's going to be shown to your other colleagues in school, one thing is identify your passion. What do you want to do? If you identify your passion, then you do learning. Even if you're taught something in class, try to take the training out of the classroom and learn from other stuff.
Yeah.
Get other knowledge, compare, find what is being done in the US, in the UK, how other people are doing it. Watch television, listen to radio, read newspapers. On your skills, that's just the fundamental thing. And if you put your heart to it, guess what? I talk to myself, I rehearse things that I wanted to say. I listen to it. If it doesn't make sense to me, it will never make sense to other people. So I'm like a madman in front of the mirror sometimes. You have to rehearse. Whatever you want to say, you have to rehearse. And everything that you say that people think is perfect is born out of preparation and planning.
So thank you so much for having us today. We really enjoyed this conversation.
You are the one who had me, so.
Yes.
Thank you so much for
Either
showing
way,
up.
yeah. So I hope that you enjoyed this interview. Remember to tune into Politics Today and stay blessed. Once again, I'm Kadiri.
And I'm Fawziyyat Yusuf.
And this is Now University Television. Have a nice day.